Robert Scott Parrish was a well-respected businessman and community volunteer in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Known for his successful company Parrish Wallpaper and Paint Inc. and his dedication to local causes, Scott's life seemed exemplary. However, on March 29, 2006, his world was shattered when he was found dead in his bathroom with multiple gunshot wounds. Initially, Scott's death was a baffling mystery, further complicated by the discovery of a hidden marijuana grow operation in his basement. For 18 years, the case remained unsolved, leaving the community and his family in distress. It wasn't until 2024 that new evidence and witness testimonies finally led to the resolution of the case, uncovering the dark truth behind his tragic demise. Who was Scott Parrish, the respected businessman and community volunteer from Fort Wayne, Indiana? What secrets lay hidden behind his seemingly perfect life? For nearly 18 years, his tragic demise remained a mystery that shook the community to its core. Robert Scott Parrish, a 49-year-old businessman, was the respected owner of Parrish Wallpaper and Paint Incorporated, located in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Born and raised in Fort Wayne, Scott had deep roots in the community, where he was widely recognized not only for his entrepreneurial success, but also for his extensive volunteer work with numerous local organizations. Scott was a devoted family man cherished by his parents Jim and Nancy Parrish and his siblings Mike, Greg, Tom and Danny. His dedication to both his business and community made him a well-loved figure in Fort Wayne. Scott's company was more than just a local business, it was a testament to his commitment to quality and service, earning the trust and loyalty of countless customers over the years. Little did anyone know that beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life lay the seeds of a tragedy that would soon unfold. On the evening of March 29, 2006, around 6:30 p.m., Danny Scott's brother and his wife Patty became alarmed when Scott failed to appear at work and did not answer his phone. Fearing something was wrong, they went to Scott's house in the 1000 block of Vermont Avenue to check on him. Inside, they made a horrifying discovery. Scott was in the bathroom unresponsive and with a gunshot wound to the head. In a panic, they called the police immediately. When the police arrived, Danny and Patty explained how they found Scott sitting on the toilet fully clothed with the lid down and suffering from a gunshot wound. The scene was gruesome, with blood splattered on the wall next to the toilet and dried blood on the cabinet in front of him. It was declared at the scene that Scott had lost his life. He had 2 contact gunshot wounds behind his left ear, one exiting through the top of his head and the other through his forehead. He also had a through-and-through gunshot wound on his upper arm. Crime scene investigators found a brass-colored .40 caliber Smith & Wesson shell casing on the bathroom floor near the bathtub. Another shell casing was located on the floor in front of the toilet, close to Scott's left hand. A third projectile was discovered on the bathroom sink. As investigators continued their search, they uncovered an unexpected find: a concealed marijuana grow operation hidden behind a false wall in the basement. Nearby, they found a Black & Decker cordless screwdriver suggesting recent use. This discovery raised numerous questions. Was Scott involved in illicit activities, or was someone else using his property without his knowledge? Could this illegal operation be connected to his demise? Investigators were now faced with unraveling a complex case where the image of Scott as a respected businessman and community volunteer was suddenly shadowed by the dark secrets hidden in his home. The following day, the coroner officially classified the demise as a slaying case. His wallet was found in the Heartland Church parking lot over a mile away from his home. There was no money in the wallet, but it had his driver's license and library card. In January 2008, police interviewed a witness who had known Scott for 3 years. When questioned about the case, the witness identified a Hispanic man named Derek Rodney Johnson, known as Q, whom the police already suspected. The witness just described Johnson, originally from Texas, as someone who often boasted about committing robberies and slayings. On January 22, 2008, another key witness came forward with important information. This witness recounted a conversation with Johnson that took place a few weeks after Scott's life was taken. The witness recalled talking with Johnson in his kitchen on South Lafayette Street, where he showed them 2 marijuana plants growing in a closet. He then claimed that he had taken the plants during a robbery. The witness reported that Johnson admitted to shooting Scott in the head during the robbery when he attempted to access a gun in a safe in his bathroom. Johnson mentioned that there were several marijuana plants in Scott's basement, but he only took 2 plants and a small bag of marijuana. Further details from the witness indicated that Johnson had possessed .40 caliber guns at one point, but their current location was unknown. On July 31, 2014, Detectives interviewed Johnson at the Westville Correctional Facility. He was already in state prison after pleading guilty to 2 counts of aggravated battery and 1 count of criminal recklessness for shooting Leonardo Puentes in Fort Wayne in 2006. He was sentenced to 34 years, and his earliest possible release date for that sentencing is 2029. After being informed of his rights and signing a waiver, he admitted to knowing Scott through a mutual acquaintance, witness 1, with whom he worked on construction sites. He also revealed that he initially bought marijuana from Scott through witness 1 and later directly from Scott. He then confessed to carrying 240 caliber Smith and Wesson guns around the time of Scott's slay and being familiar with the layout of Scott's bathroom, having used it during an illegal substance purchase. On July 1, 2015, detectives received a letter from Johnson, who was then at the NCCF Annex in Newcastle. In the letter, he claimed that his gang Northern Vatos Loco had executed Scott for stealing marijuana and money. He stated that while he knew the identity of the perpetrator, he could not disclose it due to the gang's code of silence. Johnson explained that he had reported Scott to his superiors in the gang and had ordered the hit. He even mentioned receiving photos of Scott after the slaying from the shooter. Johnson clarified that there would be no signs of struggle, as the gang members, frustrated with Scott's deceit, had sat him down on the toilet and shot him. He admitted to participating in some robberies but insisted he never wanted anyone to be harmed. Johnson claimed that the weapon had been passed to someone in his crew and eventually sold to an unknown individual. He described the guns as a match set, 1 left-handed and 1 right-handed, but denied ever owning twin .40 caliber Smith & Wesson guns. When investigators reminded Johnson of his previous confession in July 2014, where he admitted to carrying .40 caliber Smith & Wesson guns and being armed during his transactions with Scott, Johnson backtracked. He claimed he had owned many types of guns and was not certain if the bullet came from one of his weapons. For nearly 18 years, the case remained unsolved with no arrests. In 2023, Detective Brian Martin and Detective Darren Strayer began interviewing witnesses again. Finally, in 2024, new evidence and witness testimonies emerged, leading to charges against Derek Johnson. Johnson's motive for the case appeared to be connected to the marijuana grow operation he found in Scott's basement. He confessed to detectives that he had shot Scott in the head and taken the marijuana plants. This breakthrough is a significant development for the Fort Wayne community. It brings closure to the Parrish family and finally delivers justice for the victim after nearly 18 years. Detective Brian Martin credits playing cards that FWPD placed in local jails that feature profiles of unsolved slayings cases, leading to a new interview in the case. Danny said that he had not slept well since that night in 2006. He and his wife set up a memorial bench for Scott at Lakeside Park in Fort Wayne. Derek Rodney Johnson's sentencing date must still be announced. The resolution of Scott Parrish's case brought a long-awaited sense of closure to his family and the Fort Wayne community. After nearly 2 decades of uncertainty, the truth behind his tragic death was unveiled, exposing a hidden world of crime that contrasted sharply with the life he appeared to lead. With Derek Rodney Johnson's confession and subsequent charges, justice has finally been served. The memory of Scott Parrish will endure through the community's collective effort to seek truth and through the memorial bench in his honor, reminding us all of the enduring impact one person's life can have.